Ghana begins construction of its $12 billion oil refinery. Nana Akufo-Addo has broken ground on the construction of 300,000 barrel per day oil refinery that the government hopes will turn the West African country into the regional petroleum hub. But critics say the project is flawed. So in today's video, we hope to get an understanding of what exactly is going on. Is this refinery a real change for Ghana? Are the people happy with this being done? We want to get an understanding of it. Will it really benefit the people of the country? And in what way will it benefit those people of this country? Ghana is the world's second biggest cocoa producer, and it became an oil producer in 2010s. The output is currently around 132,000 barrels per day of crude oil and about 325 million standard cubic feet per day of natural gas. The project promised to be a cornerstone of our nation's development, said Akufo-Addo. Phase 1 of the project, estimated to cost around $12 billion, will be funded and constructed by a consortium of Touchstone Capital Group Holding, UIC Energy Ghana, China Wuhan Engineering Co., and China Construction Third Engineering Baruco. West Africa alone consumes roughly around 800,000 barrels per day, according to Africa Refinery and Distributor Association, of which almost 90% is imported. The petroleum hub aims to supply enough refined and byproduct to supply the region by 2036, according to an agreement signed in June 2018. Not everyone is convinced by the plan, however, so we want to understand why. Bright Simmons, a vice president at Accra-based think tank Amani Africa, said the consortium behind the project is not primed for investment and the project has no bankable business plan. He said, and I quote, "Our position is that this is a speculative attempt to grab a land bank for cheap. Some residents of the hub proposed 20,000-acre site has protested the plans, demanded the project footprint be reduced to 5,000 acres. A senior partner of the law firm representing some affected farmer cooperatives said his clients would not stand down. And here's a statement, and I quote, "The abrasive manner that the government is proceeding discounts valid concerns around the social and environmental impact of the project, the livelihood at risk by displacement of farmers, and the unsettled question of ownership and community land rights." The government has so far rejected these concerns, citing petitions from other residents in support of the project. So this is actually a really interesting situation. So if you do live in Ghana, I would like you to tell us, leave a comment, tell us what is really going on. Tell us from your perspective. I want to hear, I want to know what is really going on in Ghana. Is this a good project for the citizens or is it not? And if it's not a good project, why are you against it? Do you support the farmers? Do you support the people of the native land who wants to keep that land for themselves, who has all right to do so? What is the situation on the ground in Ghana? Unfortunately, I'm not there to get this message myself. But if you do reside in Ghana, I would like you to leave a comment, join the community, and share your thoughts. And I'll try my best to respond and reply, and we can have a conversation about this. So here's another article that I've managed to see. Chinese investors start operations at new refinery in Ghana. Sentua Oil Refinery Ltd. has commissioned the first phase of its two-phase grassroots refinery still under construction in the heavy industrial area of Tema, Greater Accra Regional, about 30 kilometers east of the capital of Accra. So this is interesting. Like I said, if you do live in Ghana, please let us know. What do you think about all of this? So this project is said to be under development in the heavy industrial area of Tema. What do you know of this heavy industrial zone? Are there people who actively used to live there or still live there or reside there, whether there's farmland or living conditions, and are they in threat of this refinery? And I'd like to hear from other people, because some people often agree with progress. They often think, well, the country must benefit. If a few farmers or a few people who live in houses have to move, that's the case. Some people do think this. Some people think, well, this refinery will benefit the entirety of Ghana, so there must be sacrifices that are being made. Again, this is how some countries think. This is how some countries evolve, advance, and move forward. And some countries are willing to do this at any rate. So it'll definitely be interesting to find out what exactly this means for the locals and for the country as a whole. Is it worth the sacrifice? Because often we see this. Big projects in countries, they often have to sacrifice the local people. In other words, you have to move houses if you live locally, you probably have to move your business or move your farm, and that could affect you heavily. So if that's the case that is happening in Ghana, will the government reach some agreement to compensate the people who will be affected? Because I understand that progress must go forward. The country as a whole, the country 90 to 100% must benefit from something such as an oil refinery. West Africa in particular cannot continue to import 90% of their petroleum, especially when they can supply themselves with all the petroleum they need, because it's all beneath their grounds. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. So like I said, if you did enjoy, leave a like, leave a comment, join the community, and subscribe, and I will see you in our next video.